Right, so this is one of those videos that I both hate making and also feel like I need to make, because this situation with Johnny Depp and his court case and like the whole like back and forth abuse allegations of Amber Heard saying Johnny Depp is abusive, then Johnny Depp coming out with actual evidence that proves to the contrary, but Johnny Depp is getting all of the backlash, not from fans but from actual like studios, and he's had his role from Fantastic Beasts 3, which, to be fair, who's looking forward to Fantastic Beasts 3? Who enjoyed Fantastic Beasts 2? But in fairness, Johnny Depp has been recast in that film, and we can only assume it's because he lost his court case with the Sun newspaper, which, if you're British, you know that the Sun newspaper is run by a load of dickheads, and like you can't trust anything that you see from the Sun newspaper. The fact that they still have page 3 is absolutely appalling. But without that being said, Johnny Depp is an abuse victim. All of the proof, like images, cast members giving testimony, previous girlfriends and partners of Johnny Depp coming forward and saying that he's not an abusive man. And I guess I know from person to person how someone would act is different, but with all of the evidence and all of the proof going towards Amber Heard is an abusive person and has instigated this kind of evil mastermind kind of thing to get Johnny Depp to lose all of his work and all of his credibility in the acting industry or in Hollywood, is actually evil. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that Johnny Depp is a saint of a human being. He's not. He's made mistakes. Like, everyone has made mistakes. I'm also not going to sit here and say that it wasn't a broken relationship from the start. There could have been abuse from both sides, but I don't think it's right to take away so much from Johnny Depp when Amber Heard is going off scot-free. Heck, she's going off with a better career because she gets to stay in a $1 million franchise, which is the DC movies. She gets to stay in Aquaman 2, but Johnny Depp is recast for what's his face? Fucking the guy who played Hannibal, Mads Mikkelsen. He's recast for Mads Mikkelsen, which I have a problem with just the precedent that it sets. If one of the most influential actors of modern day, and I'm not going to sit here and suck off Johnny Depp's dick, because my like love for Johnny Depp is literally just because I like the Pirates movies. That is it. That is where my being a fan of Johnny Depp stops. I don't care for any of his other movies. I think he was the worst Willy Wonka. I didn't care for him in any of his other films. But the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are the only reason why I care who Johnny Depp is. But this sets a horrible precedent for any male abuse victim. But Johnny Depp brought up this evidence that he was being abused by Amber Heard and was laughed out of the courtroom. he was essentially laughed out of the courtroom. Because you're a big guy. Imagine you're a big guy, and you're trying to say that this woman has been abusing you for X amount of months, days, months, years. No one's going to believe that. But if you're a woman and you put on a little bit of makeup and you're like, this guy who I've been dating hit me in the face, that guy is no one's going to believe that guy's story, are they? No one's going to believe that he didn't do it because she said it, so it must be true. Now, I get that abuse most of the time is a man abusing a woman. I understand that. I get that. I know that. But it happens on the other side, and when it happens on the other side, the guy is forced to stay quiet, and if he does speak out, no one will believe him. And I know that to be true because of look at everything else look at all of the evidence that you have that proves that point. Johnny Depp is one of the most beloved actors of modern day, and no one believed that he was being abused. His fans did, but that what they think doesn't matter in a courtroom. What his previous partners think, that doesn't matter in a courtroom. What his co-stars, what his family, what any testimonial from anyone around Johnny Depp says doesn't mean anything, because the woman is right in that scenario, which is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And people may come at me at this because I'm not like giving off the actual proof. I'm not showing anything. I'm not going to show any of the images because it's disgusting. I don't want to get demonetized or anything. Well, not demonetized. I don't want to get my video. I don't want to get this video taken down because it is important to talk about this. But it's terrifying to think that a woman in that scenario, I know that it's that the scales tip backwards and forwards in so many different prospects in life, but in that scenario, when it comes to abuse of any kind, what the woman says goes, and what the man says doesn't matter. A guy can say that this woman has been abusing me. She's not like fit to. She's not like, you know, sane or anything. She's a danger to me, and that guy can end up in prison because the woman could come in the next day and just say, yeah, but he hit me once. And that would be what the court would listen to. There may be things on the things that show on the contrary, but I'm just talking about as a general rule. That's how it works, and it sucks. I'm not saying this because I'm anti-woman. I'm not. I'm a left-wing feminist who is all about women's rights. But I'm just saying, in this specific one scenario, it is extremely favoured on the woman. Extremely. And this kind of thing, this kind of precedent that this Johnny Depp situation has set is terrifying. Because male abuse victims are now going to be even more scared to come out, because they know that either they won't be taken seriously, or even worse, them as the victim could be seen as the abuser, which could lead to even more stress, which could spiral into depression, which could spiral into suicide. And that is the final nail on the head, isn't it? I'm sorry that this video has been so downbeat and downtrodden, but it is something that I felt like I needed to say in the most like, I don't know, but this is the easiest way that I had to spew out my thoughts about this situation, because it is a stupid, terrible situation that in this one specific aspect it is so like, men bad, women good. That's exactly the kind of thing that is being said here. If the woman says it, it's right. If the man says it, it's wrong. That's exactly how this situation is going, and it's how the situation would go for anyone else. And I'm going to say something that I probably shouldn't say, but I was in school for about a few months. It was, I don't know what to kind of label it as, but I'll call it what it is. It's sexual assault, essentially. Every morning, or every like opportunity that would arise, this woman, I'm not going to say any names or anything, would essentially just grab my ass. And it sounds silly, it sounds stupid now, it sounds like it wouldn't have any kind of effect, and it seems like, oh, it was probably playful. That's what would have been said, but I wasn't friends with this person. I barely knew the person. I barely carried a conversation with them, and they still were like, yeah, I'll grab your bum, because it's in front of me, and because I have, and by doing that I assert power over you. That's probably not why they were doing it. It probably was playful, but I didn't know who they were. We weren't like close friends, so it was not okay to do that. And if I would have said it to anyone, they would have been like, oh, you're lucky. You're lucky that you're getting a woman touching your butt. And like, I don't feel lucky. I don't feel lucky. I feel very awkward right now. I feel very awkward, and I feel very uncomfortable in this situation. And I felt like I couldn't say anything to anyone, because I would have been seen as either I was lucky to get the attention, or no one would believe it, and no one would take it seriously. Even though it was sexual assault. Let's just call it what it was. I was sexually assaulted in school for a series of months, and it was probably the most uncomfortable situation I'd ever been in, ever. And I really hate talking about it, but I felt like I had to. But yeah, with that being said, I will promise not to make any more depressing videos like this, because it doesn't do well for me and my mental health. But it's just, I felt like I had to, and it's my channel, so I'm going to spread awareness where I want to spread awareness to. I feel like this is something that I had to spread awareness with. If you're going to take basically the final points that I need to address in this video is, if you're going to take away Johnny Depp's roles in films because you think that he's a shitty person, you need to do the same for Amber Heard, because there is evidence, there is actual proof. Like, if you're going to be skeptical about the images of the scars and the, like, he's had his fingers, like the tops of his fingers burnt and cut off, and like she threw stuff at him apparently. But like, if you're not going to believe that, if you're skeptical about that, you think that that's all make-up, take the friend testimonies, take the the stuff that his previous girlfriends have said. Take the fucking voice recordings of her saying, "Who's gonna believe you? Who's gonna believe you?" Her smugly saying that no one would believe him. If you're not, and she should be held way more accountable for what she's done than Johnny Depp has. I'm not saying this is like an angry man trying to be like, "Grr, women win again." No, this is a blatant injustice on, like, just fucking law. She's getting away with abuse. And she's coming out of it in a better career standpoint, whilst ruining the career of someone else. For what? What has this achieved? It's achieved that showing the world that she's a terrible human being, and it very well probably will translate to the numbers that Aquaman 2 does. And it will translate to the numbers that fucking Fantastic Beasts 3 does. Because that film wasn't going to do well anyway. It was probably going to do well just because it had the Harry Potter name attached to it. It wasn't going to do well because it was going to be a good movie. It was going to do well because it had the Harry Potter name attached to it. Aquaman 2 probably would have done well if Amber Heard wasn't such an asshole. And like, yeah. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Sorry it was such a downer one. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.